We're very interested at Southern Virginia University in developing the whole person.
I think we're building a tradition of character and a tradition of excellence, and we're doing it one athlete at a time.
Southern Virginia University is a place where you can be passionate about your education, committed to excellence as an athlete, and never compromise your faith.
Southern Virginia has challenged and engaged us. But now we have to continue on our own. We must use our talents.
Fellow graduates, our education at Southern Virginia has been replete with wow moments.
You are not ordinary. You have a great work to do in one of the most extraordinary times in the history of our civilization.
We've learned that the art of reaching graduation is sometimes quite simply the art of applying the seat of the pants to the seat of the chair.
You should be very proud that you are about to graduate from Southern Virginia University, an experiment in excellence, in values-based education, indeed, an institution of higher learning. And I mean that in the sense that you have been tutored in all that is uplifting, moral, and ennobling to the human character.
We have been given the knowledge, the tools, and all the secrets to become successful and achieve any and every goal that we put our mind to. Martin Luther King spoke about having a dream. He was only envisioning what Southern Virginia University is and what it always will be. A place where a person of any race, nation, color, or creed can look back and call home.
What has wowed me about my Southern Virginia education has been the small moments in which my professors have taught me something that many in the world do not know, that scholarship without discipleship is empty.
Every experience that you have is there to teach you and to move you into being more of who you really are.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
I got up before 6 o'clock after staying up till almost 1 o'clock. That got on a bus, came up here to the temple.
I think that it's really great for the school to have a day off. It shows the students that the temple and service are a priority.
It's pretty good. Yeah. My day was fantastic. Yeah, we spent it in here doing the lights, which was actually a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be.
We were able to go in and do baptisms today.
Today I did an endowment session.
I've never been in the Washington, D.C. temple to do baptisms.
I was talking to one of my friends at a different school, and she was like, "Man, that's so awesome that you guys get to skip class to go to the temple."
Being a leader servant a lot of times isn't being out in the front, it's doing the quiet little things like doing these lights.
It helps me balance and figure out kind of a priority, a sense of priority in everything I'm doing,
Serving is so simple and selfless, and it's just so important to apply in your life, and it's nice to know that the school feels the same way.
It's not a day about me, I guess. It's a day about doing work for somebody else.
Just the fact that we're following Christ, and He is the ultimate leader servant.
You don't think of time when you're in the temple, as 3 hours went by so fast. I walked out and I felt like it was only 5 minutes I was in there.
I think going to the temple makes you a better leader servant because, for me it was a great sacrifice to come today, and I think sacrifice is part of service, part of being a leader.
I don't know of any other schools that have a temple day in the middle of the semester. I think it's a Southern Virginia tradition.
Everybody goes to law school thinking that there are these big thick books that have the law in them. Actually, what you learn in law school is not a bunch of very, very specific legal rules. What you learn in law school is a way of thinking and making arguments.
I think most people who go to law school, when they initially apply, your assumption is you're going to be a lawyer. But the training of law could be enormously helpful and valuable in another career. Law school is all about taking disparate facts and things that are sometimes very foreign to you and being able to get your mind around them quickly to develop an argument and then be able to make a compelling argument.
You need to be really comfortable reading and analyzing difficult texts. So any kind of undergraduate education that involves reading, understanding, and analyzing a difficult book is going to be useful in law school.
Lawyers, by their very nature, are researchers. They have to research what the law is so that they can argue a particular point.
One of the most important things is to be able to be a critical thinker.
You should be able to identify the premises in an argument, understand how it is that they support a conclusion, be able to pick them apart.
And the other thing you need to know how to do is write.
Particularly the ability to write a persuasive or argumentative kind of writing.
I think those are two things that Southern Virginia University stresses.
Law school professors are famous for using what's called the Socratic method. They'll pick on an unexpected student and engage in a continual round of questions. Here I came from this little school in the backwoods of Virginia. How on earth was I going to compete with these brilliant students with outstanding, prestigious educations? And I quickly learned that my education at Southern Virginia, where I received really one-on-one mentorship and teaching, more than prepared me to compete against some of the brightest students.
Being at Southern Virginia, where I had professors who would challenge me with large amounts of reading and large amounts of material, and to be able to articulate those positions back to the professor the next day was it's been extremely helpful in my career as a lawyer.
There's a wide variety of students that are applying to law school from Southern Virginia and getting into law school.
We end up needing to talk about who's a professor who knows you well enough to write a really good recommendation. And I make it clear to students, you need to ask a professor, would you feel comfortable writing a positive recommendation for me? Every student that wants to get advice from a faculty advisor has their own faculty advisor.
We want to identify those students who are interested in law school, and we want to give them the best advising possible.
The ancient Roman poet Horace coined the phrase dulce et utile, which translates as sweet and useful, to describe what great literature, great art, and I would say a great education should be.
Southern Virginia is well situated to promote your intellectual growth, your social growth, and your ability to manage your time.
Professors actually know the names of all their students, and you sit in small classrooms, not big auditoriums. it is an intimate education. It's small.
If you apply to a couple schools that you're particularly strong for their student body, a couple schools that you're right on what they're thinking of in terms of GPA and LSAT, and a couple that may be a stretch, but you think they're a good fit for particular reasons and you can articulate that, you will get admitted to law school. You'll get admitted to more than one law school. And then we can talk about, well, which one of these truly is going to be the better fit for you.
When you leave, you can name all your professors and the classes they had, and they can name you. And you know all your colleagues. And you've never been in a learning situation where there's 900 people in an auditorium, and there's a lecturer up front that you've never met and who doesn't have a clue who you are. You'll never have that learning experience at Southern Virginia.
We need basic health care, and so many people obviously aren't getting it. And so I love being involved in a program where we help people have access to that.
I had no idea that there were so many people with such intense, such large problems.
People look forward to RAND. Why? Because they've been suffering with toothaches or whatever else it is, and now they have some hope to get some things taken care of.
About 80% of all of the patients who come to our events in the United States are here to get their teeth fixed or because they need a pair of glasses. Very few of the people that come to these events are here actually to see a medical doctor. But the truth of the matter is they all need to see a medical doctor because they've got all kinds of other ailments.
It's not based on where you live, how much money you make, what job you have or don't have. There's absolutely nothing you have to prove or convince anyone of before you can get care.
When I formed the organization many years ago, it was for the purpose of taking airborne medical teams to that part of South America, the upper Amazon. I was amazed to find that there were so many people here in America that were like those people that I grew up with in the Amazon that didn't have access to health care or couldn't afford it.
So many people, they may not be able to see, but to them that's normal. And there's no way they would be able to get that pair of glasses without RAMP.
I'm disabled now. I've only been disabled for 3 months and without a job or anything. Yeah, I needed glasses, so I couldn't get them anywhere else.
There's so many people that come to RAMP because they simply can't afford health care.
If uninsured people come to my emergency room, if they can't be seen for whatever reason, there's 10 other emergency rooms they can drive to. There's all sorts of resources. Out here, if the RAMP clinic didn't show up, these people wouldn't have any other choices. They are literally scratching from day to day and would have to take of their substance to pay for this dental care if they went to, just went, got to take care of it at a private clinic.
We had a 9-year-old kid that came in and he wanted glasses. He walks out to the door of the clinic and he puts his glasses on and he looks at the things on the tree and he asks his mother, what are those things that are on that tree? That's more than any dollars that anybody could ever pay for it.
I know that if I take these steps right now in my life to help people when I can and in whatever ways that I can, that will be something I can more easily continue once I leave SVU.
If people know that you are not afraid to go that extra mile to work, and they have seen you go that extra mile, they are much more inclined to do it themselves.
Service should be a way of life, should just be something we do as citizens.
Welcome to our first NCAA wrestling event here at on the campus of Southern Virginia University. I'm Jason Lamb. I'm the athletic director, and I'm here tonight with JD, one of our wrestlers on the wrestling program. Welcome, JD.
I think it's good to be here.
And we are honored and excited to be with you tonight. This is our first stream cast of our wrestlers tonight. This is a lot of firsts. First wrestling event that is as an NCAA sport. First home event, home meet for us as a wrestling program, and certainly excited and excited to see how these guys do. So, for those of you that are true Knight fans, I just got off a plane from Utah. Was with our basketball team last night out in Provo, and was proud to see them compete, and was just equally as excited to get back here and do this wrestling event. Any thoughts today, JD?
Yeah, it was a great game, the BYU game. Heard the stadium up on campus, the SAC. It was bumping.
Yeah.
There's a lot of spirit out there, and the Knights match should be great. I think it's the first time I've hosted WNL since I think about 2009. So,
in wrestling, first time?
Yeah, first time in wrestling.
One quick thought. Well, we're getting ready to get under action, so I'll hold my basketball comments for later. Our first matchup tonight is an exhibition matchup, correct? This is going to be our Stephen Parker in green against Sal Diaz from WNL, and this is an exhibition match. Which means, frankly, this is an event outside of the scoring for tonight in the team duel, so the winner-loser doesn't factor into the team score. But a great opportunity to see these young guys compete, and I'm not sure of the weight class. Do you know the weight class these two represent?
I'm not sure.
Sal looks to be a little bigger. I mean, our Stephen looks to be Parker looks to be a little bit bigger. Nice shot, single leg takedown, and to his back. Don't know if he got back points there. They did give him 2 back points. So right off the bat, 4-0, and good hand control, hip control. Diaz is going to get some good riding time early in this match. We wrestle 3-2-2, correct, JD?
Yep,
3 minutes
3-2-2.
2-2. Single leg control.
The longest 7 minutes of your life sometimes.
Yeah, it can be. So tell us a little bit about Parker. I'm looking on our sheet here. He's a freshman, but I don't have much more information. And so is he somebody who's been with us all semester wrestling?
He's new to SVU right now.
Is he? First semester?
First
Okay.
semester, just got back from his mission.
Did he? Do you know
Yep.
where from?
I don't exactly
I should know
where.
these things.
He's engaged, though, which is really exciting. His fiance should be coming
Giving
in
up
next
back
semester.
points here. Diaz has got a single leg control and got all 3 back points. Now he's working hard. This is tough. You know, this reminds me coming off a mission and getting back into wrestling shape was really hard. And so if he is returned missionary, I hope he has the patience to stick this out because it is hard initially. Diaz has got a good single leg control again and has rolled him for some more back points. So this period's going to go another 3. Got him, pinned him. All right, so early pin in the first period. Sal Diaz from Washington and Lee kind of made quick work of Stephen Parker. So now we get into the points. And while we have a minute in the break, our first matchup tonight, that official matchup, is going to be our 149 weight class from WNL, be Zach Pappen and our own Harris Day. This is the 149 weight class. The scoreboard will read, once it's updated, it'll read, if my notes are correct, 12-6. That'll be in favor of our Knights. That's reflective of 2 forfeits by WNL at the 125 and the 141 weight class. Our Jacob Seberg wins by forfeit at 125. WNL Alex Polera wins by forfeit at the 133. And then we win at the 141, forfeit, our Cole Honeycutt wins. So once we pick up here live at the 149 weight class, this will be, again, our Harris Day, Zach Pappen. Now, so because I got here with no time to spare, wasn't prepared to announce, but that exhibition happened before we officially start. And so what's happening now is our PA announcer is giving our customary announcements of welcome to our university, spectators' expectations, and then we'll have a prayer here in a minute. So I don't if Craig is with us. We'll be going to break during the prayer here in a second, but we're excited to have had that first exhibition experience, and we will take a break here in a second as we get to the break. We'll be back with you in just a second. Welcome back. We are live again here in the arena, the Knight Athletic Arena. We are about to begin our first match. We will wrestle the 149 weight class. JD, it's Zach Papin from WNL and Harris Day, our own Harris Day for Southern Virginia. We're about to see the new white singlets, right, JD? This is the debut of our new singlets.
Brand new, they're looking good.
So
one fits me really well.
And right now our announcer is, as I mentioned earlier, announcing the forfeit wins. So first, Seeberger win for Southern Virginia, Polera win for WNL, and Honeycutt win for Southern Virginia. Score makes that 12-6. And we're about to begin the 149 weight class.
That was a great start to the duel for SVU because this normally doesn't happen to them. They're normally the ones giving up forfeits.
Oh, yeah?
So it'll be a great start.
Well, you know, and this is a great time to mention how excited we are as administration, JD, the addition of our varsity wrestling program here. We've been a club program for years, my understanding, for many years, and we're at the point now where I, as the athletic director, and the other leaders in the athletic department and those who support athletics in our administration are excited to have us go forward as the only NCAA wrestling program in the country that is based around the LDS values. So we hope that the word spreads quickly and to all over the corners of this country and helps us attract the right athletes who want to compete in this environment. Now it'll be exciting. So
that was definitely one of the greatest reasons why I wanted to wrestle here at SVU was the LDS environment. and feeling the spirit at practice, feeling the influence of God, which was great.
That's awesome. Well, I guess this is as good a time as any. I'm not a great commentator, but I'm passionate about wrestling. It was my first love out of high school, and wrestled for 2 years at BYU, freshman year, and also again after my mission. Did not complete wrestling either year. A little bit of a story for another day, but both years attempted to be there, made the team, and so enjoyed my experiences with Brigham Young University. And very much love the wrestling program. So, and the sport. Want to see this take off. Any thoughts for today about emphasis from Coach Davis? Anything that's been brought up this week in preparation?
Well, Coach in the locker room just talked really, really strong about coming off and starting off the season right. We had a little bit of a rough weekend in West Virginia this past week.
It was tough because we didn't have all our numbers, right?
Yep.
You know, we got a handful of dual sport athletes, particularly from football. They had their last home game of the season on Saturday, which prohibited those players from traveling with you. Plus, they hadn't even practiced. So, some of the wrestlers today, JD, they're only going to have had, what, 4 days?
5
days of practice, which isn't easy, right? Because then you're coming in and, well, I guess we should recognize those are the winners, the forfeit winners. So I didn't.
That was Cole Honeycutt.
All right,
he
good.
took the forfeit for the team.
And earlier
SVU.
it was Seaberg, and sorry, we didn't notice him in the moment he was on camera. So
And
here we
here's
go.
Harris Day.
And we are off and running, Pappin and Day.
Harris is a freshman coming to here for us at SVU, but he's a good wrestler. Had the only win for SVU, I believe, this
And it was a pin?
last weekend. It was a pin, yeah.
Right?
He did
So,
really well.
Where's Day from? Do we have that information? Single leg takedown, but no control yet. No points awarded. And there's the takedown. 2 points for W now.
We don't have where he's from, but I think he might be.
Great. So this is going to be injury timeout, and we did 1 point for red, which means I don't know what that call would be. JD, is that I don't know that there's such thing as a point for a penalty for injury or something like that. But I'm hoping the 1 point was the escape because I thought we were right at the point of an escape after that takedown. So not sure. Do you know what transpired?
I didn't catch it, but we'll see what the ref says.
All right, so
there's no escape.
Well, he showed one. Maybe one is the 1 minute for injury. Is that
He
what
might
the
have
1
done that. He
minute?
might have
Okay,
done the
so
injury
sorry,
time.
folks. I'm still picking up on a lot of the pieces. So start 2-0 WNL. Good hand and hip control. He's going to roll. Going to have looking for some back points. Good rollout by Day. Pappin's a very high rider. Looks like he likes to get really high and put a lot of pressure on the upper body and do some serious leg control, which is what's happening right now. Day's going to have to scrap out hard to get away and get out of some of this riding time.
Pappin really is high. If he's not careful, he's going to get caught.
He looks comfortable. I mean, he is high, but you can see he's done this before. He's gotten Day into some trouble. He's getting back points and a pin here at the 1:46 mark in the first period. So that gives up 6 points to WNL. As much as he got the win, Pappin's in a lot of pain, so I don't know what happened. But
kudos to him for finishing the match.
Yeah,
finishing really strong. Both did a great job.
So that evens the score, folks. It is a 12-12 score right now. Overall, that is the team score. And we're moving into the 157 weight class. Dallin Tridipo and Marshall for WNL. Marshall Olszewski. All right, we had to get the pronunciation. Olszewski comes to us by way of, he is a senior from Manchester, Maryland.
Now, Dallin last semester was one of 6 who made it to nationals. So Dallin's a good returning wrestler.
Sophomore
for
from
SVU.
Danville, Kentucky. A lot of confidence in that throw. That's one where you get it.
Still no takedown.
Nice drive.
That's 2.
Nice
Down to
drive.
the back.
Nice drive. What a counter move to that aggressive nature. Olszewski was going big and bold on the high throw. Dallin ended up fighting out of that and got a good takedown in a controlling fashion.
Dallin's more one of the aggressive wrestlers for SVU.
Good to see. He's going to get some riding points here early on in the first period. We haven't gotten out of the first period yet, JD,
No,
so
not
we're
yet.
looking forward. Let's get one that goes all the way to 7. Good balance. Dallin's doing a good job, not making it easy to get away. Should get off the mat now. Good job.
Now, Dallin
Got to
is-
know where you are on the mat, right?
You've got Matt senses everything.
So I think smart play, Dallin, to not give up the escape. I'll tell you, when I wrestled, I don't know about your style, JD, I loved riding. That was where I tried to make it. I figure if I could fatigue a guy and mentally beat him up because he couldn't get away for that time period. So that was a big deal for me. So I like seeing riders. It seems like a lost art. More and more you see guys who let them up and want to win on the takedown battle, which is fine. But
Yeah.
I just wasn't as good at takedowns. So that was my forte. But I like to see good riders. And Dallin Tritipo is in control, hitting a 1-minute ride mark. So he's got his 1 minute.
He's doing well. He's got great control.
Confidence. Looks strong, too.
Now,
Did Dallin wrestle last weekend?
I believe he did. I'm not sure.
Okay, so apologize not being up to date on our last opener away on Saturday.
Now, riding time, it's in high school. There's no
119
riding
time.
team.
Yeah, no, high school is not, but here
There's
it's
not,
a big
there
deal,
is.
right?
Yep. Add up-
Once you get over a
adds up real quick.
minute, you get a point, right? Isn't that how? It's,
Yep.
Once you've garnered a minute, then you can. So
And they add those points at the end of the match, if I understand correctly. So it won't appear on the scoreboard.
it's up here for us to see.
Two.
The 1:25.
The riding time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the riding time's there.
And then
for
the
us.
points will be added at the end.
At the very end of the match,
I believe
correct.
so,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's how it works. So, all right, so this is a little bit of okay. So this is what we talked about. Some wrestlers prefer to the takedown game, and so we'll see if Marshall Olszewski is the aggressor as he was early on, or if Dallin can maintain some control that he's had throughout this period.
Now, Dallin's cutting a
Good shot on this double leg takedown. Got it clean and gets the 2 points, even though he's near the edge, and got out just in time. How about that,
great.
JD?
That was good.
So you get the 2 points and you get out, so you get to re-control on the restart. We're at the 30 seconds left in the first period. Still good riding. Like to see this riding from Dallin. Dallin does a great job here. He's a little high, but he's going to hold out here till for the last 20 seconds.
Looks like we're going to be going in the second period.
Has a
First time.
4-1 advantage. My coach talked about don't give up points late in a period. Don't give up any points now. So, hold your position, no escape. Don't have to fight for anything else other than the last 3, 2, 1. And this ends the first quarter. First quarter. Boy, I've been doing too many things watching basketball.
Sorry, Coach.
So after the first period, 4-1 for Southern Virginia, or 4-1 lead for Dallin.
Now let's hope
So,
that
for those-
Dallin,
go ahead,
let's hope
please.
that Dallin can really pull it off here quick and hopefully get a pin. He's cutting down a good amount of weight.
Is he?
So he might tower out
He
quickly.
came down, yeah. Well, and he looks fatigued a little bit, which early in the season, right? Here we
It's
are. It's
normal.
November. We want to be strongest in March. He's got a stall call on green. That was an early stall call. I don't know where that
was
comes
very
from.
early. Looks like he wasn't getting out to the side.
I get. Was that?
It must have been.
Yeah. Okay. So. So, for those who don't know, I think Red had the call on that second period, and he chose down. Is that
Mhm.
what we think? So Olszewski chose to be down, started the second period, try to get that escape point, get back to his feet, and try to get a takedown. But right now, Tritipo, is doing a phenomenal job of riding and starting to take that mental edge I talked about earlier. You just start to wear somebody down. You may be really, really tired, but you're on top. And so hopefully Dallin can maintain that for the last minute here of the second period. I think both wrestlers were battling through the fatigue piece at the middle point of this match.
Being ridden is like you said, Coach, one of the most demoralizing things
It
mentally.
is.
too.
You can't escape. You can't have control of your hands or your legs. You're getting worn out, and you're getting worn out while you're not doing anything productive. It's frustrating. So if you can get great escapes early, and then battle from your feet, but. So we'll start 52 seconds left in the second period. Again, 4-1. Tritipo over Olszewski. A little sit out for Olszewski in an attempt to get some control.
A little bit tighter.
These moves now are less explosive, JD. This is why I'm not trying to be over judgmental as the guy that's 75 pounds over his wrestling rate. So I can sit here and say that. But the reality is these moves are not explosive enough. That's a sloppy half. But if it was cleaner, he could pull him back. Things like that, right? That's part of fatigue.
That is right.
We've got to get, and he's near the edge. It's a safe place to try something risky.
Hopefully he can pull him back in.
But he's also got to be careful. Under 10 seconds left in the second period. This is about the point where my high school coach would be yelling at me to find that explosiveness, in whether it was, particularly if I'm the rider. Okay, so start of the third period, and Tritipo's chosen to be down. I think what's throwing me off is
down is normally the preferred position. I always choose down because my wrestling coach always said that
now you get a
being
chance.
down and getting up is just a mental thing. You should always get up.
Nice Granby. Almost pulls it out and ends up in
It's
the
like a
reverse.
reversal.
It a reverse Granby.
Not yet.
Wouldn't be a
There we
clean
go,
reverse
reversal.
Granby, but we'll call it a reverse
That's great.
nonetheless. And it was a attempted Granby, which goes back to my point of earlier. I love to see those explosion moves. When you're going to try something, you got to have explosion, whatever it is.
You got to go for it.
So a lot of points there. 2 points takedown. I'm sorry, two points reversal, which I don't think they gave the escape. No, so it was just a reversal, 2 points, and then 1 point for Olszewski. So the score now for our viewers, 6-2 in this match, 6-2. Olszewski's going to be aggressive at the 1:30 mark in the third period. He knows he's got to go for broke. Down 4. Has had a hard time with takedowns and has had a hard time escaping. So if he gets taken down, which that was an easy single leg pick, huh, JD?
That was. It looks like Down's
and
going to take
not
it
only
to
he's going to get a
take it
pin
to his
out of
back
this,
and
he's
get a
got
pin.
it deep. That's going to be a pin here at the
There we go.
1 minute mark left in the third period. So great work. Great work by Dallin Tritipo. Had control of that match, other than the first 10 seconds when Olszewski came after him hard.
It was a little scary.
But the confidence and the experience, Tritipo got in there and made a great win.
Wrestling's very much a team sport, and that was a great teammate that Dallin did to get those extra points for the team, an extra 6 points.
That's why I love the matches. The duels are so more important to me. I know tournaments are great, but I fought really hard and worked really with Coach Davis to get us to duels. Duels are what the school needs to get excited about. Okay, so we're at the 165 weight class. We got Travis Traham from Southern Virginia against Brendan LaFour. Brendan LaFour from Washington Lee. Brendan LaFour is a freshman from Morgan Hill, California. And Travis Trahan, Coach JD, is
from Washington. He is from Louisiana.
Louisiana, okay.
And he just returned from his mission, serving in Washington State.
No points here, kind of a neutral takedown, single leg by WNL, but also a good counter and fight here by Trahan, and so this is still a neutral, no point. We'll see how long the official allows this to play through. Typically, they don't let this go this long. In my experience, this is a stalemate, and it's silly wrestling at some point here. This is not
productive.
So I'm shocked we're going to carry through. So, but I'm not the expert here. So
while we're waiting for the stalemate, a fun fact on Travis: he was just recently engaged.
Hey,
about a week
congratulations
ago.
to Travis.
Travis and Haley.
Exciting.
Travis is a 3-year returner.
Now he's getting in trouble because his hips are too low, and unfortunately, LaFour has got the advantage. But I'll tell you, give Trahan some credit for scrapping through this. They've been in this duel, this kind of stalemate for almost a minute, because this is just almost elongated beyond what I've ever seen before. Nobody's got the advantage here, and frankly, somebody runs a risk of injury.
Yep.
Or in this case, Trahan had to give up, and so now that's a 2-point takedown. Well, that's a long 1-minute battle to end up with those 2 points, but give credit to LaFour, and 2-0 here with 1 minute, 10 seconds left in the first period. So 1 minute left in the first period of the 3 minutes. an attempted Granby slow. Wasn't really clean, but effective, right? So done correctly. He's going to get the reversal out of
goes
that.
for the pin.
He's got to get his legs back. He got in a good position, but you want to finish and get the points. Don't rush. So although he's going to lock him up in a cradle if he has the upper arm strength for this, he's got to run that head to his knee, right?
That's right.
LaFour's knee is the barrier point. But let's get the 2 points out of that, which we did. So it's 2-2. We're getting riding time now. And unfortunately, we're going to get a reversal. So now it is 4-2. 4-2 for LaFour. 18 seconds left in the first period. So neither wrestler really clean, but getting what they wanted. That reversal was effective by both wrestlers. Ended up getting 2 points off reversals.
And you'll see the difference as the night goes on of these lighter weights, how they wrestle versus the heavier weights.
Yeah, you could say lighter weight. I was the 140 guy, so you're the heavyweight talking about these lighter guys. These guys were bigger than I was when I wrestled. So, yeah, but you're right though. So the bigger guys are going to fatigue a little faster.
A little bit faster.
So
a little bit more pushing.
And everybody, it's early, right? We're all getting through the cutting down on weight, and so. All right, so looks to me like Trahan chose to be down, so he'll be on the bottom. And it's incumbent on him now to find that explosive positioning to get. Again, riding's just one of those things where my coach would say, nobody can get away from you when you're on top, and no one can ride you when you're on the bottom. That's just all it was. To him, that's all wrestling was.
Yep.
So if you're on the bottom, you just life or death to get out of there. That's near dangerous there. If he gets that above 45,
that'd be illegal.
It becomes
official
referee's right in the right place, so he's got a good lead on that. But dangerous for Trahan. He needs to find an explosive way to get out of this. He's given up. I think he did fight out of that, so we're going to be. Although he's still kind of got that bar arm, he's still trying to work it, not cleanly, but he's going to try to work that bar arm on the opposite side, and then roll. He's got to throw his hips really hard. He could roll through that with some explosion and get out, but again, no points. 1 minute left in the second period. 4-2, LaFour over Trahan.
See if Trahan can build up and get out of there and get one.
He's got
it.
He's not doing. This is going to get dangerous here with 40 seconds left. He's got that dar. He's got the opposite wrist. He's got the right wrist, and he's got the bar arm. But man, I call him Gumby. We should call Trahan Gunby. You see how
probably should.
That arm, man. He got out of that bar arm. I don't know how he got out of that. I was about to say he's in a dangerous situation, but he looks comfortable.
He does. This is how Travis wrestles.
Is it? Okay, so he looks like, hey, this is no big deal.
He's in the zone.
He's like, you can't do anything to me. I'm just going to stay down here. I'm actually catching my breath. And he must have some sort of a strategy going into the next period.
He's got to do something quick.
Because right now, LaFour is just pretzeling him up.
Last thing
there
he
it
wants
is there.
Back points.
Oh, 1, 2. So he's going to get
points.
He's going to get at least 2. I don't know if he's going to get all 3. But late in the period, under 10 seconds, give up some back points. They got all 3. Frustration. A little frustrating there to see that come together because I thought that Trahan had fought well enough under that situation. So interesting move, JD. LaFour chooses to stay on top. He must feel like he can get the better of him here in the third period.
I think it goes back to your earlier comment, just demoralizing him mentally, because he knows he's been riding Trahan this whole match.
I love this.
So why not keep at it?
So I love the explosion right at the whistle, JD. He got up with that first move, got to his feet, and we're back down again. So this is this hard thing. This is this why you run in the morning, why you run at night, why you work this. You can't be that wrestler that gets
gassed at the end.
You got to have you got to get out. You got to get off your belly. You got to find a way to get back to your knees, and you got to get out of there. So hopefully this doesn't end up in too much damage. We are down 7-2 at the moment with 1:30 left in the third. LaFour over Trahan. Similar move here, right? We all have signatures as wrestlers, right? I was a hip rider, and I wasn't a power guy. I definitely liked throwing, but I wasn't great on takedowns. And right here, LaFour is very comfortable with the bar arms. He likes to work that. Feels like he can put enough pressure as he is. He's got a single bar arm again. 1 minute left in the period. So at this point, I think victory can only be for us here, for Trahan, if he can muster up that explosion to get out of this. Riding time is 3:30. Well, this is what I was talking about. He almost had that single leg, right? A lot of energy in the arena right now. Good group of fans here, Southern Virginia fans, a few WNL fans. He's going to get an escape here, but he was casual about it.
There we go.
Okay, so we're 26 seconds. That's going to be 8-2.
Oh, he gets taken down.
All right, they're looking for points. Their coaches are encouraging them to let him go and take him down again. With 15 seconds left, they want the points. So we're at six. We're at a 6-point differential. All right, so to get to a major, they need 8-point differential, and it's 9-4, 5 points differential, and with 7 seconds left, another takedown gets us to 11-4. That's is it 11-4, JD?
It should be.
All right, I felt like it should be 11-4.
Put 2 up on the board.
So if it's 11-4, that's the 7-point differential. So it doesn't get them the major.
Nope.
All right, so we that should be just 3 points for victory for LaFleur, 3 points for team.
Then I believe a major decision would have been 4 points.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the technical fall is 5. So
now, in a close match, these points, they really do matter.
They do, and you can see WNL coaches on the side. I mean, the camera didn't show it, JD, but boy, they were being aggressive about trying to garner up a few more points to get to that major decision. So score is 18-5, Southern Virginia on top, and we move into the 174 weight class. We have Hunter Gonzalez from Southern Virginia and George Matalich from WNL. 2 big wrestlers here.
Hunter's an incoming freshman, and he comes from a big wrestling family.
Matalich is a freshman as well from New York, Larchmont, New York. Shout out to those of you from New York. So 0-0, near takedown opportunity, but outside it on the edge. Brings the wrestling back to the middle of the mat.
Hunter is one of the lucky students who actually lives in Virginia, in Chesapeake, Virginia, so he can travel back home and have Mama's Good Cooking on the weekends if he likes.
Chesapeake, Virginia. Nice. Well, again, a quick hello to friends and families in Chesapeake. We're excited about our streamcast. We've got to make give credit where credit's due to Art Furler and his crew and for the phenomenal work they do in allowing us to have these live streamcasts. We're grateful to all the folks who get the work done for us. Smart move. He's going to get that 2-point takedown on the edge, kept his feet in. Smart play by Matalich. So it's going to be 2-0 at the 2-minute mark. Yeah. Wade kept his toes in, right? Kept both those toes in on that takedown. Like to see Gonzalez be a little bit anticipatory to the near takedown on the mat on the edge and get out. You know, there's nothing against your manhood if you're going to run out. You know, I was happy to get off the mat. And, I mean, you know, get out of there in those danger spots. Know how to get out of bounds.
Yep.
You'll get a stall call once in a while, but you don't give up points initially. So
it's all about Matson's coming back to it.
Yeah. All right, so we get to see it. So every match brings almost a different thumbprint. Who can do what and who's good at what. Already we can see that Matalich loves to run the low leg carry here and rolls, turning already to his back.
It's a nice bridge.
Gonzalez is going to have to bridge hard. The official was out of position on the first attempt. He's out of position again, which is going to benefit Gonzalez fighting out of that because I think he had him on our angle. We had the better angle than the referee there. So points are given, so it's 5-0. Gonzalez is going to have to find a new gear, particularly just how to get out of this. I'm going to give some credit where credit's due, JD. I'm impressed with the riding ability of WNL. They have collectively, certainly by way of coaching, have a style. They've been coached well about riding. As I've watched a lot of college wrestling, and I have, a lot of what I notice is happening more and more is that let them up, take them down, let them up, take them down.
That's right.
So this is an art craft that I'm just not seeing as much anymore in college wrestling. And so kudos to our WNL, our friends and foes from just across 81 in Lexington. But they're comfortable, whether it's low leg riding or single bar arm riding like we saw in the previous match. Certainly they're very comfortable getting to a pinning position.
WNL is a very highly respected team and very well coached, as we can see here tonight.
Nice roll.
Great competitors.
Jeez, nice roll. They're just going to rack up points here. Gonzalez is in trouble. Still under control. Matulich is doing almost anything he wants. He's gotten points, back points. I think this may be he's going to have to bridge out of that. We got 10 seconds left. Let's see if he can gut himself out of it.
Where the heart comes.
And at the 7 seconds left in the first period, unfortunately, a little too much for Gonzalez tonight.
Kudos to Gonzalez for fighting off that pin. Most wrestlers would have given up right there, but it's all about the heart.
You know, we don't know a lot about our guys. Gonzalez is limping here. He's got a wrapped up knee, and
he is.
Boy, my senior year in high school, I had a pretty bad knee injury, and that just makes it so hard for you to compete. So, I hope that Gonzalez rehabs through that injury and gets himself back to full shape. All right, JD, so we're moving into the 184 weight class, and with a score of 22-18 now, WNL is in front, 22-18 as we start the 184-pound weight class. So tell us about our wrestlers.
So we've got Michael Killstrom coming up. He's a senior this year. He's one of our star wrestlers. He was one of the other 6 who made it to nationals.
And Michael is our senior from Upper Arlington. Shout out to the Golden Bears in Ohio. And also Michael just finished playing an incredible year as one of our lead wide receivers on the football team.
From WNL, we have Ron Tassoni. He's a junior from Media, Pennsylvania.
All right. So match is close. We're at that point. We're down to the last couple bouts. And points are going to come at a premium. Headgear came loose. Official should restart this here if he sees it. There we go. Safety first, right, JD?
That's right. Now, these bigger matches, I always was excited with. You might say
Yeah?
different coach, but
Well,
I always like seeing the big boys wrestle.
Big guys
when I
are
was
all
younger.
about big guys are all about
Movement.
muscle
Muscle.
and power, and those little guys are about speed and precision.
That's right.
So it's different. It's a different thing. But like we said earlier, also Jay, wrestling's kind of there's a thumbprint. What's the SVU style? What's the WNL style? We'll see. Who's coaching.
That's right.
Emphasis way out here. I know what it's like during the week when you start emphasizing so many things and you stick to certain procedures or certain attempting ways to wrestle as a program. So,
Coach Davis, he's one of our returning coaches. He's coached here for, I think, 3 years, 3 or 4 years. He's a fantastic coach, highly respected amongst all of the faculty and staff and students as well.
I'll tell you, early in this match, Killstrom is playing with him.
He is.
I know enough to know that Killstrom could do some damage here. I don't think he's in his A game, and he couldn't be because he just came from football and he hasn't been on the mat long enough. But he's just messing around. He's fake, he's fake shooting and just kind of moving. He's got great lateral movement. He's east-west with his movements, and he's in and out with his movements. So he's covering all that in his. He's also been great sprawl on a couple shots by Tassoni. So very impressed with Killstrom to this point, although you've seen him wrestle before.
Yeah.
This is my first go-around.
I wrestled with him, practiced a little bit. He's very cool, calm, and collected.
Very comfortable as a wrestler.
Yep.
Although, just as I say that, I jinxed him.
You jinxed it.
Sorry to
He'll
Michael.
come back.
So Michael's going to, at 40 seconds left in the first period, is going to give up the 2 points, and Tassoni's going to have to work hard from the top. Yeah, I hope that fatigue doesn't be the difference here for Killstrom because you can tell this is a very good wrestler who's just not probably ready for a 7-minute match right now. So either he's going to have to do damage early or gut it out. Good riding again by WNL, and that riding technique is so good with those arms that they get to the point where they have gotten back points. So they control the ride and get back points, 2 back points for Tassoni.
That tilt, they must be practicing it during their practice sessions because.
But it's an escalation of things. You
Yeah.
can't get those back points unless you've got good hips, good lower pressure. Then you start working the arms. Then you've got to get control of one arm. Then you got to swing your weight to the side. I mean, it's a progressive component of success. One thing has to succeed after the other. So
And they've seemed to master it.
Yeah. All right. So second period starts 4-0. Tassoni on top. Killstrom chooses to. Well, let's see. I didn't notice that. Is Tassoni's call on that? Was it his? So
I
he
believe it
chose
was
to be
Tassoni's
down.
call. He
So he
chose
chose to be down.
Mhm.
Killstrom's going to have to fight hard. Tassoni's already to his feet. Again, a sign of somebody understands the value of getting away. The explosion didn't have to fight from his belly. He fought from his feet. Great job by Tassoni. Should be 5-0. It is 5-0. WNL on top. Killstrom again, good sprawl, but not. Oh, he fought out of it. All right, he's going to have to do that a few more times, I have a feeling.
Looks like he's in a
Tassoni's getting deep in
little
on
too
his
deep
single
here.
leg. He's definitely more comfortable at this point in the season, anyway. Great wrestling technique for Tassoni too. Don't mean to take slight of his abilities as we try to appreciate where Killstrom's at. Tassoni definitely looks comfortable. So 2 more points, 6-1 now. JD 6-1, with 1 minute to go here in the second period. Sorry.
Tassoni's a very strong wrestler. You can see he's very strong upper body and lower body. He's really,
Killstrom's long, so he's going to have to
Killstrom's
play.
long and lanky.
He's going to have to play to those advantages.
Uses his leverage.
I was long in my weight class. I was like 130, 140, and 6 feet tall, 5'11", to be honest. But anyway, so I know what that's like. But you have to play to those advantages.
I was very lanky in high school wrestling 171, and then I found out double cheeseburgers were on the dollar menu. And
There you
then
go.
it changed.
Yeah, big guy. Well, again, a riding situation not good for us, the Knights. When we end up on our belly this often, it's hard to have any sort of explosiveness and or any sort of control to get out of trouble. So right now, Killstrom's giving up the riding time at 1:20. So already the advantage for WNL in the riding time. And again, WNL, JD, working those those arms.
those
man.
riding points.
They're not trying to tilt
Riding
too early. They're patient through the control. They're not going to be sloppy. They're going to be controlled, methodical. And again, another WNL wrestler getting the single bar effectively. And it's, there we go. I was going to say, I just would like to see us fight up to as best as we can to get out of these situations, because it's almost, 3 seconds left. So I think we survived the scare there. But good job by Tassoni. Another great ride. Okay, we're going into the third period, right? Score 7-0. We're Killstrom showing a little fatigue, to be expected.
Coming right out of football season.
You know, he's had a week to get himself in wrestling shape, and it is very different to be in wrestling shape than it is to be in football shape. So, you know, we'll see stronger performances from Killstrom down the road. But
You think you're in shape until you go out to wrestling practice.
sure, oh, absolutely. Nothing. The best fit thing you ever do as a wrestler. For me, it was.
Yeah, likewise.
Okay, so Killstrom's going to have to run. He may
gotta
get
get
called
hips
for a
out.
stall, but even worse, maybe just giving up easy points. And so 2 more points. Takedown to Sony.
So now Tassoni has a major decision over Killstrom.
Yeah, and that's
which will-
tough. That's going to give up 4 points. So let's
It's
hope it
close.
doesn't become more than that. That could be the worst or the least of our problems. We don't want to
would
give
be.
up 5 or 6 points either.
Yeah.
So to get to that technical fall is 15 points, which we're not. Well, we're 6 points away. So we'll hope for the positive here, and let's see Michael fight through the situation. He's going to give him an escape on the edge here. Tassoni said, I'm just going to rack up some more points. Again, smart wrestling, well-coached team, WNL. They understand the points and what's needed to get additional. Killstrom, fight out of that. Oh,
Now, if he can get the
if he was in
reversal, that
shape, if he was at his A game, he fights through that on the reversal,
agree. He
right?
would. Yep.
Because he had the technique right. He just didn't have all the muscle explosion.
Right in position to make that happen.
So another escape, so that's going to be 11-2. Should be 11-3, actually, so the scoreboard's not right. It's 11-3 at this point. We've had 2 escapes. And
we also have to remember riding time on the end. I'm not
true. They'll have an extra point for riding.
Yep.
2 more takedowns, so that's going to be 13-2, and the escape makes it 13. I think it should be 13-4. Our stats folks here may be a little behind on the amount of points being racked up right now. So that's going to be 14-4 by my count, but it shows 14-3.
Right.
Killstrom's just emptied his tank here. He's got nothing left, and Tassoni is going for
the tech fault, looks like.
It is. He wants to get to that 15.
It's very demoralizing.
Yeah.
But it's a sign of a great wrestler.
5
to do
seconds
that.
left. See if he can fight this off and get through this match. Out of bounds, and the match is over. They probably should have 1 second left, but I think the official's just going to let it go.
Both well fought by both wrestlers, and even though Killstrom got beat up a little bit, it was stuck it through, which was great heart shown
So
there.
victory and another impressive match by WNL. They ended up there with 4 points. If my notes are, 4 points. Is that right? 26-18, so we're down 8 points now. We're going to have to win both of these matches to come away with the dual victory today. Tell us about our wrestlers here at the 197.
So wrestling for Southern Virginia University is Caleb West. He's a recently returned missionary for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints from, I believe, from out down south a little bit.
Vicious takedown to near fall, and already in trouble. Caleb's going to have to fight out, and as he does, so it's a good job. Bennett Lewis.
Bennett Lewis, he's a sophomore, and he is from St. Louis,
St. Louis, Missouri?
Missouri.
All right. Well, that was Caleb got a little bit awkward in countering on that first takedown opportunity by Lewis. Got himself a little bit of trouble, but hats off to Caleb for fighting his way back to at least a neutral situation here on the bottom. But again, these aggressive riders by Washington and Lee. This is a good wrestling team, you know, and I love wrestling and I love the Knights, and so I want us to win. But I'm very impressed with WNL's ability to control many situations that make life difficult for our Knights.
This Saturday, Washington Lee will also be wrestling Ferrum, their varsity team, as well as some of Washington Lee's B team will be wrestling here at SVU at the Casperson Classic.
Trouble. If this official gets to the other side, I think Caleb's in a world of hurt here. Great control. Lewis has got everything he wants now. It's just going to be a matter of if it doesn't. Okay, so Caleb fought out of that, but not cleanly enough. He's going to stay in trouble a little bit. 1:30 left at midway point of the first period, and three back points. I think the score shows us 5-0. Caleb's a scrapper. I can tell, man. He's trying to get out of this. More heart and hustle than maybe technique at this point. And he's in trouble again on the edge of the mat. Mat awareness if he can fight out. 1 minute left in the first period, and he's a hair close to being pinned.
Looks like that's it.
So with 1 minute to go in the first period, that gives up a 6-point victory for Lewis. That should drive the point. Yeah, tough match. But boy, got to be impressed with these WNL guys and what they can do.
They're doing a great job.
So that's going to should put us at 32-18 team score. They haven't made the update yet on the scoreboard. My math is 32-18 team score.
So coming up for this match is SVU's Brady Tuttle, whose actual weight is about 220 pounds, and Washington Lee's Matt Kaminer.
And it looks to me like Tuttle's given up some weight, a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Right? Kaminer looks to be a little bit bigger. This is that one weight class that just is
it's tough.
All over. You can be 50 pounds different than the guy you're wrestling with.
SVU is used to wrestling in UCAA, which has a 235 weight class, but NCAA does not. So Brady has to give up a little bit of weight here.
And Brady is a sophomore from Washington, and I'm not going to try to pronounce. It looks like, JD, I'm not going to, that high school.
Or something.
Enumclaw?
We'll go with that.
If I'm correct. I hope I didn't offend anybody. And Kaminer is a freshman from Hewlett, New York, George W. Hewlett High School. So we're 32-18 team score, so this means WNL will win the duel today. No way for Southern Virginia to come out with the duel win, but a great opportunity here for Tuttle to have us a victory at the last match, get some respectable points, and have this thing be close.
Both are in getting some good collar ties in there.
This is what I'm used to seeing at the big heavyweights, you know?
Yeah.
These guys are just pushing on each other. Neither one really wants to dive down at an ankle. No. It's just a long ways to go down for a big guy and a long ways to get back up.
Right.
And so you don't see big guys chasing ankles.
You don't.
So it's about, it's kind of this bear wrestling technique, hand control, a little bit of head control. You're going to see a lot of pushing and shoving, and somebody may get slippery, may end up getting a duck under, or may end up getting a right there, a pull, arm pull, shrug.
One of my favorite moves, which is a signature by Cale Sanderson, is the sweep single, which is really good on the outside.
Sweep single, yeah. All right.
Avoiding the big
Well,
heavy.
you wrestle with Tuttle often. What's his move
do.
from here? What's his thing with 1 minute to go in the first period? What can he do?
Hopefully he's going to go for a duck under or a Russian tie, which would be great. But it looks like he's just trying to tire out.
Well, he's comfortable.
Right now.
You guys do a good job preparing each other. So, but he's definitely comfortable here. He's not giving up anything. easy. He's going to make it hard for Kemner. And hopefully Braden can play smart. 30 seconds to go in the first period. That's a good move. That was a good counter. You know, he almost got in trouble there. He threw his hips back. You know, wrestling's all about hips and center of gravity. Looks like somebody's going to try to be aggressive potentially with 20 seconds to go here in the first period. So is Matt a returner for us? I'm sorry, is Braden a returner here?
Brady is a returner. This is his second semester here at SVU, and he wrestled the winter semester of last year.
Last year, okay. Good. Well, it's good
Spring
to have him back.
semester. It is great to have him back.
So Green's going to choose. So Brady's going to choose to be on the bottom. Now the true chess match begins. We can see who can do what. Can we ride, or can we escape, or can Kemner be the rider? I'm going to go out on a limb and say Kemner knows how to ride because of what I've seen out of all the rest of his teammates.
Yeah, I think you're right, Coach.
It's just a philosophy, right? It's a team emphasis. It's great coaching. So let's see what we can do to get out of this situation. Hopefully Tuttle doesn't end up spending the whole second period burning out calories. But again, look at this great work. Single arm control, hips are low, single leg control, same side damage, right? If you try to roll into that, you go to your back, so you don't want to roll in when you're on the bottom and expose yourself. But if you give up the single leg control, give up the single bar arm, this is something emphasized in practice apparently.
He's got great pressure and he
gets you in
ran
trouble.
with it.
So now he's got him on his back,
Lucky
and
it.
it's going to be fast. Unfortunately, that was going to be
move by
fast.
Kramer.
Well, we finish up with another pin win for WNL. So Kemner gets the victory, pushes the team score 38-18. We'll finish on that scoring for the team final. And a couple notes as we go to close here. First of all, impressed with WNL's performance. They have a signature approach. They are definitely well coached and have a style that they're comfortable with. They're a great riding team and they're great control from on top. Southern Virginia looks great. We're excited for where we're headed, coming from a club program environment. And are we out? Oh, sorry. I was getting a signal from Craig. I'm the novice here. But WNL wins tonight. I was proud of our night wrestlers. I thought that they did a great job for where we're at. Again, it's taking steps here. We're a club program moving into the varsity environment. We have great things coming forward, additional wrestlers joining the program this year even. I know we have wrestlers like yourself that are going to still wrestle for us this year, and we'll expect great things. Thoughts for you on the end of the evening here, JD?
I think it's going to be great. This is a great season for both teams. Both came out really strong, and really excited for this upcoming season.
So we will not be on broadcast Saturday. Saturday is our tournament, right? We host here. Tell us about our tournament on Saturday.
It'll be at 10 a.m. Until about 3 p.m., 8-man bracket. And it should be great. We'll have WNL, Ferrum, and SVU.
Coach says, and a bunch of individuals, or is this just 3 teams?
It'll be a tournament, so individuals.
So a bunch of individuals.
Yeah.
I think you mentioned even some wrestlers from Liberty and some up north, the D.C. area. So we got a whole bunch of wrestlers coming. We're hosting. We're excited. We'll have 2 mats going all day Saturday. So if you're in the area, come out, support Night Wrestlers and our new varsity wrestling program here at Southern Virginia. And we'll be back on a duel on our streamcast back next semester. We're picking up a couple more times to be together. So on that, we'll give adieu and goodbye, and thanks for being with us. We're proud of our Night Wrestlers. Look forward to good things in the future. Thanks, JD, for being with us tonight. It was a treat for me and a lot of fun. So
It's
go
great being
Knights.
here. Thanks. Go Knights.